So, as I said in my previous video, it is very, very easy to find the information that you need because a very quick Google search, I found that yesterday, tuko.co.ke published a story on this very issue. And in it, Kanyari says, or he declares that he's going to file a lawsuit against Tash in this case of the custody. And in that article, because he gave an interview with, he was interviewed by a blogger or a vlogger, whatever you want to call them. He makes very serious claims. He claims that he's been financially supporting the family, including paying rent for the house in which they live, Haron and his kids. He also claims that he had custody of the kids for a week at his new house, the 90 million Kenya shilling house, and the stepfather came and took the children away. Now, there is a little bit of an issue with that, and I will come to it, but let's first deal with the questions that I asked before about custody, right? Now, in the Kenyan context and under Kenyan law, when a mother passes away, parental responsibility automatically transfers to the surviving biological father. The fact that the mother was remarried does not extinguish the biological father's rights. The stepfather does not have automatic legal rights to the custody unless the father has proven unfit or has legally consented to adoption. The biological father has the first priority to assume both custody and guardianship provided he is capable and fit to take care of the children. And the most important thing, the most vital factor in all custody disputes is the paramount welfare and best interests of the children. And that means just because someone is the legal parent or the biological parent does not mean that it is in the best interest of those children to be with that parent. And if we think about Kanyari, however forgiving we can be about him and his situation, even if everything that he says were true, he has proven to be a very unstable person. He is constantly online bickering with people.
Mwingine yako Nairobi na mwingine yuko Transmara. Those pastors are bastard. Those pastors are bastard, I'm telling you. Those pastors are bastard, I'm telling you. You cannot keep mentioning Prophet Kanyari. Who is Kanyari to your life? Mimi bibi yako. Am I your wife? I'm asking you. Unakaa unanitusi mimi. Umeniongelelea. Mpaka saa hii sikuwa niingie TikTok. Sikuwa niingie TikTok saa hizi. Sikuwa niingie TikTok. Unasikia ama nitakufa. I'm feeling like crying.
One of his most prominent arguments online was with Mike Sonko.
Wacha kukamua matiti wewe. Mimi sijonjagi. Wacha kunikamulia matiti kumbavu. Shenzi wewe. Hadi pasta gani wewe? Mimi niombe pesa kwa msenge, kwa shoga. Unajiita pasta mtu ya kufanya nyuma.
Kongo wewe ni mjinga sana. Nirudishie pesa yangu tafadhali.
Mjinga ni hiyo kitu yako huko nyuma hiyo. Na nyamba
wewe ni mjinga sana. Nirudishie pesa yangu. Mimi sikutambui, wewe sio gavana wangu.
Una nyamba hata una break wewe, msenge wewe.
He is someone with a very public figure and a very controversial figure, and that also means that he constantly has a target on him, whether positively or negatively. He's constantly being watched, meaning that just like we've seen with the situation as is now, there is a constant focus and attention on not only him, but also the children. And there's a simple question: would you want your children to grow up under such scrutiny? Would you want to be a child in such a situation where you cannot really have a childhood because every person in the country is not only following what you are doing and what your life is like, but is also following your father for good reasons and for bad reasons, right? So the court will evaluate emotional bonds, stability, education, and the children's overall well-being. A stepfather cannot automatically claim custody simply because the mother was married to him at the time of her death. So when we hear this thing of this man who apparently has no legal standing with these children just comes into the biological father's house, into Kanyari's house, and takes the children with him as someone, unless he came in with a bunch of thugs or he was armed or there was a way in which Kanyari could not stop him, being someone who has a legal right to these children, there is no reason why this man would have just walked out of this man would have just taken these kids who are not his and walked out of the rightful parents' house. There's absolutely no way. But there might be a reason why. Because if the biological father is absent, has abandoned the children, or is deemed unfit, the court can grant custody to a relative, guardian, or stepfather, prioritizing what keeps the child's life as stable as possible. Again, we must ask, how much was Kanyari in his kids' lives before their mother's passing? And I know some people might say, oh, well, maybe Betty was stopping him from seeing his kids. Maybe she was barring him from seeing his kids. Again, if he's claiming that he's going to go to court now, that was also a recourse back then. If you truly want to be in your kids' lives and you have the resources and means, you can do it. That's why people say, if he wants to, he will. Because for us, especially as Kenyans, we know if we want to do something, we will do it. Where there's a will, there's a way. And that is proven true time and time again in the Kenyan context. Right? So we have to ask, how much time did he spend with these kids? Even if the mom went and got married to another man, she didn't move abroad. She was in Kenya. She was in the same city as their father. Did he make the effort to go and see these kids? Right? And also, there's another factor to consider. If the mother had a valid will where she officially appointed someone else, such as a relative or a stepfather, as a testamentary guardian, then this will be considered by the court alongside the surviving father's rights. But the biological father's claims generally take precedence unless he was uninvolved in the child's life. There is that part again. If he was uninvolved, it can't just be by blood. You have to be there for your kids in order for you to claim your kids. You can't just be a stranger. There are people who were related to by blood that are perfect strangers to us. And imagine if someone then decided, just because you're related by blood, you need to go with these people. Just imagine. But okay, that testamentary thing. Under the Kenyan law, a testamentary guardian is defined as a person appointed by a parent or an existing legal guardian via a written will or deed to assume paternal or parental responsibility over a child in the event of the passing of the parent or the primary parent.